Good morning, team. Welcome to day 154 of the 5 a.m. squat club. Now, I know it as well as you, but a good gym is worth its weight in gold. Coaching, community, accountability, great equipment. But if you don't have access to that, you're not close to one, you can't afford the time to commute back and forth, don't worry. We got you covered here every morning at 5 a.m. I've been coaching fitness for 25 years. I'm doing it here with you. We've got community, coaching, structure, discipline every morning at 5 a.m. What are you waiting for? Let's do it together. First thing before we move our bodies, let's prime our minds. Let's choose our first thoughts of the day so that we can be intentional about where we go. So the first part of this 5 a.m. squat club is get into a squat. We call this our paleo squat, paleo chair. Feet go underneath the hips. You may find that you're gonna fall backwards if you're a little tight in the hips, ankles. Grab yourself a counterbalance, hold a weight out in front so that you don't fall backwards. And we wanna prime our minds, choose our first thoughts of the day, open our minds while we open our hips. So the first is I am responsible. I'll take accountability for my life. I'm not gonna look back and say, oh, somebody else should have done this, or why didn't I get there? It's gonna be because of me. Either I got there or I didn't because of choices that I made. So I am responsible. No excuses, no blaming anybody else. I will make time between stimulus and response. Right? That's basically just about patience. So when a stimulus comes at you, can you take a second before reacting and think of the response that you want to give? So I will make time between that. Next is I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. I know that if I stack wins, if I build up small incremental steps, that the path to that big end goal is doable, it's achievable, as opposed to looking at the big picture and the big daunting goal and being overwhelmed by that. Break it down, take the steps, make progress every day, and you have the tools to do it. And then last is I choose gratitude. So I want to make sure that through this process that I'm working hard, that my head's down, I'm thinking about all these things that I want to, fix and change and work on. I want to make sure that I look up and see the positive, see all the great things in my life so that I don't just get caught up in the negative and the work, right? See the positive, see more of it, practice gratitude. So I'm responsible. I will make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. And then I choose gratitude. And I know it may sound weird starting the day with this and talking to yourself and trying to choose your thoughts, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But the more times I say it, the more that becomes the default thought. So let's get moving. All right, team. Good morning, equipment exercise. He's in. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Jody. Excellent. Kenneth, you still there? Good morning, good morning. All right, so we start every day with our 20 burpees first thing. We just want to be able to get up off the floor, get up out of bed, control our first actions in the morning. By the way, sorry, if you don't know a burpee, we're looking at getting yourself all the way down on the floor to the point where, you could lift your hands, all your weight is down there, and then get yourself up and celebrate the fact that you're able to do so. So walk it down, walk it up, celebrate. We're gonna get 20 here just to start it up, right? First thing is just the reminder that we need to be able to do certain things, right? I need to get up off the floor. I need to be able to do it. Let's practice it. Let's do it first thing. Let's make our priority, which means prior to, which means before, which means first. You can't have multiple of them. Before we do anything else, we do the most important thing, right? If I do nothing else, I think getting a couple burpees in is probably one of my best bangs for buck. Oh, where'd that go? All right. Kenneth is there. Yes, Jody. Oh, reliable Maple. Yeah, she's so far hasn't attacked me yet. Haven't gotten sweaty yet though, so who knows. So let's say that's, I don't know, 6, not counting. So we'll just keep moving for a couple minutes here. Dry out the mouth, increase the blood flow. And then we'll get into our next piece of our warm-up. Before our specific for today, we will have a little bit of specific warm-up as we are going into some overhead squats and single arm swings for our main EMOM. And then for our opportunity work today, we got a little pump session with some bench press and some bent over rows. So full on today, 2 good EMOMs coming up. We're getting close to the end of these burpees. I'm starting to feel the blood flowing for sure. Morning, Yaroslav. Every time I do these, I just want to lay down and say I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah. I've got an older personal training client, which I'm sure I've mentioned many times before. There's Maple. And we do burpees every session, and her burpees involve, like walking down to a mat, laying it down, and then walking back up. And every time she makes the funny joke, she gets down there and she says, okay, I'll see you later. Or nap time, or, I'll be here tomorrow kind of thing. I get it. But, the reality of it is she's actually had a couple instances at home where she's fallen down and been able to, crawl over to a couch or something, prop herself up and get up, which in the end is the only real reason for exercise, right? It is, can you do the things that you want to do in life? Do you have the capacity to do so safely, efficiently, all that? Good morning, Jason. So that's why we do our burpees, and now we're gonna get into our second section here. We're gonna go some knee raises. I'm gonna alternate here today, change it up a little bit, just to get the hip flexors warmed up. Then we'll get into some good mornings, just hinging at the hip, or thinking about sending the hips backwards maybe is an easier cue. Trying to maintain a nice neutral spine as the hips go back there, warming up the posterior chain. We'll get in some reverse lunges, just taking that back knee to the floor, trying to keep a nice vertical front shin. Then a few more burpees, and then some air squats. If you're new to the air squat, feet are underneath the shoulders, toes out maybe just a little bit. I'm aiming to get the hips below the knees in terms of range of motion. Knees are in line with the feet as opposed to falling in front. Chest is upright, and then we come out of there. So we'll get a couple rounds here. As we do so, we can talk about the benefits of training at home potentially. And then, specifically the benefits of joining us if you were going to train at home. And I want to start with, obviously, I see value in going to a gym. I own a gym. And if I lived closer to it, I would be there all the time. So don't take this as don't go to a gym. If you've got access to a great gym and it's close and it fits within your schedule, get there, go for it. There's huge value in working out with other people in person, having coaching in person, someone who's able to correct your movement, in real time. But if you can't get there, you can't afford it, you're not close enough, there just isn't a good gym near you maybe, no reason to not be able to get all those benefits from home, in your garage gym or your wife's office. whatever it is, very little equipment is required and even very little space to get really fit. And I'm not saying that I am the picture of fitness here, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are not nearly as fit that are going to a gym. So to say that you need a gym is definitely not the case. And the reason why, this might be a good substitute is because we are, in essence, recreating as much of that in-person, gym community, gym feel as we can. Right? We're gonna make sure that we're intentional about our programming and that it's varied, right? That we're hitting everything that we want to, making sure that we're creating fitness across broad time and modal domains. Morning, Spencer. Got you on the big screen. Click the thumbs up. Yeah, click the thumbs up. In the morning, there's nothing better than having to drive to the gym 15, 20 minutes away. This is perfect, yeah. Yeah, that's a big part of it. Touch on that again. I now live over 40 minutes drive from my gym. And I love my gym, and I love the people there, and I love the coaches, and I love the programming and all that. But now that I live out here, right, I've got the 2 kids, we've got the farm. It's not feasible for me to add an hour and a half to my day of driving just to go work out. So the days that I go in, obviously, I stack my days and I make sure that I have all my training clients and meetings and whatever in those days. But the point is, I want to make sure that I'm still getting my fitness. So we make our, we do the best, and I really think that this is the next best thing. We do our best to recreate that, right? So the community, I think, is probably the biggest part. The fact we're doing this live together, gives you the opportunity to work out with a team. And I think the biggest part, because you don't see each other working out, one of the benefits of working out with other people is, especially when they're next to you, you see them and you might have a little bit of motivation to push faster because they're going at a certain speed, or they're not resting when you're resting, and that's motivational. But the other big component, one that we will get here, is just the accountability portion, right? When you go to a gym and you work out with other people, you get used to seeing those certain people every day, and then when they don't show up, they get a text message or they get a DM or whatever, and that keeps us on track. So that is something that we have, right? And that accountability is huge for those days when you're not feeling it, right? Keep each other moving, because we're working as a team to get to our fitness goals, our fitness results. All right, let's see here. We're gonna start talking about our EMOM here. Megan, is it Megan or Megan? Can you, I just noticed it was MEA yesterday when I was typing you in there. I'm sorry if I'm calling you Megan and it's Megan. 5 miles to my gym, and it could be, oh God. Yeah, Megan obviously lives somewhere where there is population density, traffic. It says 5 miles to my gym, and it could take me 45 to 60 minutes to get there. Oh, that is so unappealing at this point. I'm sorry. Yeah, since moving out to the country, traffic is something that I just have zero time for, zero patience for all of that. All right, well, let's talk here. Nope, you're right. Does that mean it's Megan? Megan, sweet. Except today, the government shut down. Ah, there we go. So Megan's not going into the gym, I guess. So we're at home. Is that a regular scheduled shutdown, or did something happen? Okay, team, let's talk about today's workout, and we'll do a little bit of warm up for it. So we have some overhead squats today. Looks something like so. But don't worry if you're brand new here. We're gonna do a little warm up and some scaling options. So first thing, let's go ahead and grab a PVC stick or a broomstick or a hockey stick or whatever you got. Grab it with a wide enough grip that it basically sits in the hip crease with a straight arm. The other test for it is, can I take this thing from overhead to behind my back without bending the elbows and without wanting to rip my shoulders off? If not, widen out the grip. Just gonna start out with some pass-throughs here. So from overhead to behind the back, let's get it, I don't know, at least 30 seconds worth. Likely feeling some tension there when the bar is behind you. I'm trying not to extend through the spine as I do this, right? So I wanna keep the midline locked up. Just opening up the shoulders. Once again, trying not to extend through the spine. Jody's saying, what happened, Megan? I better check the news. Maybe Megan will give us an update here on what's happening. Oh, we still have to, oh, nope, I'm still at work. They don't care about, I'm still at work. They don't care about military. We still have to work. They can't agree on a budget. Typical end of fiscal year. That sounds right. All right, so another couple of those. And then what we'll do with that PVC or with your stick as well, we're just gonna get some presses. So with that same grip, barbell on the shoulders and press it overhead. We will warm this up with some load as well in a sec. Get a few of those. And then what we'll do is let's get even a little warm up for the overhead squat with this. So whether you're gonna go with a barbell or something else after, let's get a few warm up reps here. So take that with a wide grip overhead. Set the feet in your squat stance, so shoulder width, maybe a slight turnout. And if this is a new movement for you, I'm gonna give you the tip of the day here. You want to hinge first, in essence a half good morning. Get that barbell so that it's straight over. That's not long enough to show. The idea is if I drop that straight down, it would draw a line right down to the middle of my foot. And then once I'm there, now I come straight into my squat and then back out. If I try to keep that bar over top of my head or in line with my body as I squat, it's gonna come forward. And if it weighs any more than this, it's gonna drop down in front of you. So once again, start nice and neutral, butt squeezed, abs squeezed. Then you're gonna send the hips back, a slight good morning, before you come down into the squat and then press out of there. So let's get at least 5 there, just warming up that position, actively pressing up into your stick, pressing up hard, imagining this thing weighs a lot more than it does and you're just pressing up into it. A bent elbow is a bad day. All right, movement number 2. Well, let's talk about that first. So options for this are a barbell, just like we were demoing there, right? With that snatch grip, basically that wide enough grip that you can do a pass through. If you don't, if you've got good shoulder mobility, you can go narrower with that. So you could take it to the back, bring it in a little bit narrower than that snatch grip, and then go. That's a little narrow for me. If you don't have the capacity to overhead squat the barbell yet, you could do a stick or just some regular squats, right? I would probably use the stick to get some capacity, start building some capacity in that overhead squat position. If you have no desire for the overhead squat at all, feel free to just, use a goblet out in front to add some load to it. Let me know if I haven't touched enough on the overhead squat there, if you've got a question on it. Movement number 2 is gonna be a single arm kettlebell swing. I'm gonna warm it up with something lighter. So you're gonna take your kettlebell or your dumbbell, I'll show it with a kettlebell later, it's just heavier. In one hand, hinge at the hips, drive at the hips, right? All the work is happening from hip extension here, in essence from pushing the dumbbell forward by squeezing the butt. You can think about contact the leg with the arm and then squeeze the hips. And you can aim for shoulder height or overhead, up to you. Just think about contact the leg with the arm and then drive with the hips. So that should cover the gist of it. Let's take a few minutes now and start choosing our weights and our options. Remember, if you want to make this more of a strength session, go heavier on the barbell and less reps. Same thing for the kettlebell swing. If you want to make it more endurance, cardio, whatever you want to call it, go a little bit lighter and higher reps. Oh shoot. Spencer, I recognize your handle. Blue Collar Strong and you are doing towel grip challenges. Only saw him shout you out yesterday. Equipment, is it fixed, you said? Yeah, you should definitely check out Spencer's channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff on there. Mike going crazy, shoot. Is that better now? Sorry about that. I don't know what the deal is with this thing. Give me some feedback here, is that better? Hopefully you guys didn't just leave. Miko, stop it. Okay, I'm gonna just give me, sorry for not responding there, but give me another a check on the mic. I'm gonna get some weight set up on this barbell. So let's start setting up and let me know if you have any questions, scaling options, any positions you can't get into, just let me know here. Hopefully that audio is okay. It fixed itself while you were demoing. Okay, thanks guys. Sorry about that. I'm wondering if it's time to start looking into a new mic. I mean, it hasn't been that long. Basically bought this thing when I started, so it's been 150 uses, I guess. Kind of hoping it wouldn't fall apart by then, but hey, who knows, right? All right, so obviously to get into your overhead squat, you've got a few options. If you've got a squat rack, you could always put it on the squat rack and go from there. You hear small feedback still? Dang it. Okay. I'm not really sure what else I can do with that, so I wonder if it's just because it's against my chest and I'm sweating. Any tech wizards? You guys know anything about that stuff? But as I was saying, you can, my only debate is barefoot or not. That's not a debate. That's a simple one, Jody. And we can talk about that if you want, obviously, Jody, why that would be the case. But as I was going to say, you can take the barbell from the rack, you could clean it, put it on your back, widen out the grip, and then go overhead from there. Or if you're feeling up to it, you could snatch it. I think that's what I'm gonna do, mainly just so I don't hit the mic. Maybe go. She's licking the barbell at least, maybe that's better. So we'll see how this looks. Haven't snatched yet. This may be a bad move. Oh, almost dropped that. Oh, I didn't even mention what we're gonna do here. So what I'm thinking, team, I didn't even go over this, is we're gonna go with a pause on the overhead squat. I will give a caveat though, if you are someone whose wrists get really, really sore in the overhead squat, maybe don't go for this just because we are gonna spend more time in it. So what I'm gonna do, maybe, whatever, I don't care if you lick the bar. What I'm gonna do, and you can choose another option here as well, is I'm gonna go with a pause. So I'm likely gonna do, I don't know, maybe 5 reps with a 3-second pause in the bottom. So I'll show you what that'll look like. And then you guys can either, I mean, the world is your oyster. You can just pump them up and down and go more reps or less reps heavier without the pause. But I do find that a lot of people don't feel super comfortable in the bottom of an overhead squat. So that's what I'm gonna focus on here. So it'll look something like this. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Something like that. So still looking at getting into a good active squat position. I don't want to get soft in the bottom there. And yeah, I'm going to do probably 5 reps, 3-second pause on each one. Let me try out the kettlebell. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 per side with the kettlebell. But I'll probably start lower and increase as I go if I can. All right, team. I'm gonna get a thumbs up here. How are we doing? We all set to go? We got barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells. Any questions or substitutions before we go?
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Jody, Mr. Equipment. Equipment exercise. Is your wife with us this morning? Great question. Is she with us? Okay, let's get a couple more likes on here before we start. How about that? You guys press the like button. Jason's ready to go. Let's try this one.
I feel nauseous, believe me.
All right, Jody, all set. Yaroslav, thumbs up. Hey, DL, let's get it. All right, team, let's do this. Okay, so we'll go overhead squats first, kettlebell swing second, 5 sets of each, 10 seconds, team. Let's go for it. Once again, I'm gonna do 5 with a 3-second pause on each one, but that's up to you. 2, 1, go ahead. 2, 3.
Take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
Make sure you're pressing up hard on that barbell. Nice straight elbows.
They deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it.
There we go. Yeah, it's a good set.
Stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
All right, kettlebell swing first set, 20. Megan, Red Eye Rodeo. What does that mean? Is that what this is? Is that the name for this now? I'll take it. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody wants to be king, yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. Show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean, got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns. Who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it.
Whoa.
I won't stop.
Went with 10 per side there.
I won't stop.
Not sure if that was the best move. Equipment exercise. No, I'm still eating my breakfast. All right. Good for you. Megan, ready? Equipment, what time zone are you in? 5, 3, 2, 1. Woo. All right, we're in it. It's rolling.
Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me.
Equipment, do you think you're going to join us eventually? Just checking it out now. 10 seconds. I appreciate you watching either way. 5, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
It's 5:30. Heck yeah. So you're just an early bird. 10 seconds. Do you normally work out like this or you just eat breakfast early? 5, 3, 2, 1.
I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring. Yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
I usually join Meat House later, 7:30, if he's got an orthodontic appointment today. Meat House, I'm gonna have to check that out. What does he do? What's his channel like? I haven't heard of him yet. 10. And then once again, I very much so appreciate you joining us, whether you're working out or not. 3, 2, 1. Back to swings.
Believe me, never had a lot of shit come easy.
3 sets down, 2 to go, team.
Just to be me. Had to rise up
SBD, I gotcha. Powerlifting.
what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my
Is that mainly what you do? Mostly powerlifting?
life that has meaning.
5,
Are the things you gotta
3,
work for, believe
2,
me.
1.
To your hands and plan your own hands, command your own brand, and damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power.
Actually, we're gonna bench today anyway, so squat and bench.
Shower,
It today.
work until I'm prouder, and all the doubters, they're just young.
I guess there's a deadlift when you pick up this barbell too.
I swear to God, they all let me down.
We're powerlifters today.
Fought just to wear the crown.
Have 4. Do an extra.
We're all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now.
That's 6.
I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Ten seconds. One more round after this. 5, 3, 2, 1.
I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring. Yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce.
One more set of each team.
Work for it. It's only worth it.
I have a permanent prehab program.
Won't stop till they hear me now.
Curious to hear more about that.
Till I wear the crown.
All right, last set overhead squats. 2, 1.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard,
I think I did extras there. All right, one more set of swings.
Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my
5,
dreaming. But the only
3,
thing in life that
2,
has meaning
1.
are the things you gotta work for.
Let's go.
Believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand, and damn, I feel like no one needs accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. Off at the fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop.
So you finish up that last set.
I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Five. Good job, team. Catch your breath. Take a minute. Walk around. Equipment, what does that mean? Permanent prehab. How do we feel, team? How was that? Jody, Jason, Yaroslav, KDL, Megan. How was it? How were those pauses? Megan, did you pause? Yeah, KDL, I coach this afternoon. I've got 2 PT clients this morning, 10 and 11. Then I'll take our noon class. Then I've got some meetings, and I coach 4 p.m. Jason, 95-pound overhead squat. 95 seems to be my go-to for morning weights. That's good. That's good. I was talking to Braulio at the gym. I think I've mentioned before, he owns CrossFit Peru, which was the first affiliate in South America. They opened in 2007. And he was saying, because he's joined us for a couple mornings, and he was saying that the weights feel twice as heavy first thing in the morning. He's obviously not used to working out this early, but I get it, right? I mean, you're still waking up. It's, I think I generally feel a little bit stronger, a little bit faster at the gym later. So 95 is great, man. Equipment, rotator cuff, knees, hips, finger flexors, extensors. Holy moly, tell me about it. How did, what happened there? Why are you so beat up? Megan says hips equals not happy. Uh-oh. And Kenneth just got a bar so far, still building that home gym. Awesome, man. Well, we're just starting here too. It's funny, I have everything at our gym, but I guess I'm not allowed to steal it all. Okay, so let's do our pump sesh now. Equipment says, nice, Kenneth, which bar you got? Yeah, I'm interested in that as well. At some point, I'll have to get a men's bar here, a 45-pound bar. And Jody, Megan, my right hip was whispering to me too. Yeah, my low back on the left side was talking to me a little bit there as well, so perfect. All right, let's talk about our pump now. This is more like a Friday session before you go out. I say that, but I don't go out. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give a couple options here. If you have a bench versus if you don't have a bench. You're gonna see I'm gonna use the sandbag here as my bench press. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna have to see me like this. Whether you have a bench or not, obviously, if you have a bench, simple setup, use the bench. But if you don't, you go from the floor or from some sort of elevation here like this. And we can go barbell or dumbbell. What I'm gonna do is bring the barbell to the hips, press it up with my hips, and then bring it to my chest from there, where I can press it overhead from the bench. So I've just got my upper back laying on the sandbag. Excuse me. I'm gonna come to the chest, make contact with the chest with the bar, and then come up from there. And then dismount. I'll do something like that. Not ideal, but doable and still effective. So, nice. Let's see here. Jody did 35 pounds, 4 reps, 3-second pause. Awesome. KDL, nothing fancy yet. Not even sure the brand. Facebook Marketplace. Well, yeah. Hey, it works, right? I mean, it's a piece of steel that you can put more pieces of weight on that you can lift up. It doesn't need to be fancy. I love it. Exercise, those are the best, Kenneth. Lets you get your money worth. Exactly. Jody, hip thruster, barbell bench. It's not savage, it's just what you gotta do when you don't have a bench. Okay, and then our second movement, and I'll go over this with the dumbbell in a sec, is just gonna be a bent over row. So I'm gonna probably use just the same barbell as I used for the bench press. Depending on how strong you are on one versus the other, just modify the reps. So if you're much stronger on the bench, do less reps on the bench over row, and kind of vice versa. So what I'm looking at here is a relatively neutral spine if I can, and I'm trying to pull that bar basically into the belly button from the floor. So let's get set up here. Oh, right, if you don't have a barbell, simple, we're just gonna go single arm. You could go double if you've got 2 dumbbells that are the same weight, but if you don't, just do it with one. So set up on your bench or on the floor, right? I mean, this can be done just laying on the floor if you don't have one, obviously. And then same idea, press it to a lockout, do half on that side, and then half on the other side. And then for the bent over row with that one, you can go supported or not, and just get half on each side. So let's take a minute here, test out a warm-up weight, set up your barbell if you have one. And we're gonna go EMOM again, alternating the bench and the bent over row until we have a good pump, or for 10 minutes. Is that mic being relatively clear right now? Is that okay? I don't think I'm gonna go crazy heavy here, just because getting it into that position is half the challenge. If you guys are already ready and you've already pressed the like button, think about who you could share this with. Think about who else, might be looking for this. They don't have access to a gym, or they just, need a little community to join. Let me switch this up. You guys pretty good, pretty close to being ready? Yaroslav, you still there? Are you at the gym already? Did you already go? All right, team. Okay, we good to go here? We ready to go? Barbell or dumbbell or kettlebell, whatever you're gonna row with. Ready, 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 ready. Thumbs up, maybe? Anybody? Anybody still there? Okay, well, I'm just gonna start. Okay, I think I'll probably aim for 5s-ish. You guys choose what is appropriate. And I will assume that we are ready. We're doing it. Either way. 10 seconds. Hopefully you guys are good to go. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Maple, no. Whoops. There's 8. Maple. You've been so good so far. Don't lick now. Jody, here, I'll catch the end in the not O morning. Good session, everyone. Take care, Spencer. Thanks for dropping in, man. Love you. 10 seconds. The row is next. Make sure you guys check out Spencer's channel. 3, 2, 1. All right, 8 and 8 is where I'm gonna start. See if we can keep that, Maple. Six. 20 seconds. Oh, sorry, dog. Sorry, dog. Yeah, you're cute, huh? 10 seconds. Alright, back to the bench. Maple, no. 3, 2, 1. Maple. Alright, you're getting pretty licky, dog. 20 seconds. 15. 5. Back to the rows. 3, 2, 1. And a weird forearm feeling there. There's 8. Type 1 lifting. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for joining in, dude. Always barefoot. Always barefoot. Jody, you need to check out his channel too, Type 1 Lifting. You'll appreciate that. CrossFitter in Florida, Georgia. In Georgia. And 46 years old. Strong dude. But clean and jerk over 315. I think I saw a 245 snatch the other day. Solid stuff, dude. Back to the bench. And go for it. Well, maybe 10 was a bad move, but Oh well. Of course you watch him, Jody. I love it. Jody, you're the best. You're the internet queen. Oh. Type 1, you missed some overhead pause, overhead squats, single arm kettlebell swings. Okay, back to the bent over row. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 10 was a lot. Just remember, get 1% better every day. Hell yeah, dude. This is your normal workout time as well. You should join us sometime. That'd be awesome. You own an affiliate as well down there? What's the name of your gym? 15 seconds. 2 more of each. 5. Oh man. 3, 2, 1. What days do you go live? Type 1. Also, what's your first name? Maple. There's a pump. 4:30. Nope, just go to 1. 1 affiliate? Oh, okay, right. You don't own one, you just go to one. You seem to have access at time there aren't people there. 3, 2, 1. Oh man. No, just go to 1 tomorrow and weekends only. Okay, so you work out at home for the most part, and then you go to the gym tomorrow, Thursday, and weekends. And that's when you film your lives, right? On the weekends? Saturday, Sunday? Maple, stop. 1 more round of each team, 1 more bench, 1 more bench over rows, and then we'll cool it down. We're done for the day. 5. Feel free to go for extra reps here. 2, 1. Go ahead. Last set of bench. Wow. Yes, yeah. Yeah, you should definitely check out Type 1's lives. Jody's likely been there before. But Megan, KDL, Jason, Yaroslav. 3, 2, 1. Last set. Check them out. Type 1, what are the chances you join us for a workout someday? We're here every morning. We'd love to have you join us. How we doing, team? How was that? You got a good pump? Feel like we're ready for the beach? Woo! Did it. I like that. Wasn't too crazy cardio. Just a little cardio, but a good pump. I like that. I feel like I've been saying a lot that our opportunity work sessions aren't going to be too intense, and then they have been. They've been very very high heart rate, but this one was good. A little bit lower, felt like a little bit of bodybuilding. I mean, I'm still drenched in sweat, but wasn't like completely out of breath for that one. So, type 1, do you know Kenneth as well? Type 1, are you familiar with Sevon? Do you interact with that world as well? Oh, there you go. You guys know each other. You know each other by name. I love it. I love it. How do you guys know each other? Let's get in a little, this might be my favorite stretch because it's so lazy. Just in a little chest opener. We'll get a minute or so per side there. And I've got a little video clip at the end here of, oh, no way. Jody says, of course, he's a Sevenista OG. I call him. Oh, okay. Are you one of the call-in guys? Look at that. It's a CrossFit community, right? Tight. I love it. Type 1, or Tom, sorry. What's your normal program? What do you follow regularly? Or do you program your own? Jason, how was that? Megan? How we doing? We feel like we got a good pump? How did we like those overhead squats? Oh, feeling it. That was great. I haven't even checked to see what the programming at the gym is today. Hopefully it's not the same thing. But it happens. Today's Wednesday. Today's October 1st, isn't it? It's crazy how the time is flying. On the farm here, it's just like the jobs are adding up. That's not a happy face, Megan. What does that mean? I mean, it feels good, right? EMOM, Brandon. Ah, right. I think we may have even chatted about that. Yeah, I like that. He does a lot of like bigger EMOMs though too, like 20-minute and 30-minute EMOMs too. I think maybe we'll start throwing some of that in here. We did our first, that's Brandon Luckett, right? We did our first AMRAP on Monday. I think that's definitely I think we'll probably end up doing that at least twice a week. I like that, and to be honest, I was thinking about it and it's almost easier. Because in the EMOMs, you set a certain number of reps that you're going to achieve, you know, you can get into this like, oh crap, I don't know if I can maintain it mentality, and you have to keep that certain number of reps, whereas in an AMRAP, I could just rest more, right? So it's interesting how the EMOMs can be harder, they could be more challenging than an AMRAP if it's programmed, you know, if you choose the right numbers, basically. So it's pretty interesting that way. And I think there was, I don't know if it was, I think it was on there the other day on the EMOM Co. It was like a version of Macho Man. I think it was 3 deadlifts, 3 hang squat cleans, and 3 push jerks at 185 every minute for 30 minutes. And the caption was something like, you know, do you think you could hold this for 30 minutes? And I was just like, nope, I could maybe do it for 1 and that would be like a PR. So there are definitely some good ones on there. Obviously you have to scale appropriately and make sure you use the right loading. But yeah, what are you doing, dog? But there's some pretty good ones on there. Jody says overhead squat pauses were tough. Definitely tested balance. Did you find the limiting factor was balance or just wrists? I find when we do a lot of overhead squatting in the gym, especially when you're forced to support the barbell a little bit longer, that people complain about their wrists a lot. But did you feel pretty good? And Megan, did you wait? Where are we at here? Yeah, type 1 40-minute EMOMs. He does a lot. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do any 40 minutes, but I think we could probably do a 20-minute EMOM here for sure. Where's my camera at? Let's talk about our next piece here. Megan, did you bench? Are you at work, gym, or at home? Good question. I didn't bench yet, trying to get my hips not angry at the Pentagon. Yikes. So what do you do for the hips, Megan? Like what's your routine now? Kind of make them, to loosen them up, you just do, I mean, we could do some hip stretches here if you want. You want to do some couch stretch or pigeon a little bit? Maple, stop. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we hop into another one? Let's just go, let's go this. Let's go legs straight out in front and then cross one across. Try to get the butt underneath you and then just think about dropping the chest towards the floor. Kenneth says Macho Man. Yeah, it's a different version of Macho Man because Macho Man is 3 power cleans, 3 front squats, 3 jerks. This one was 3 deadlifts, 3 hang squat cleans, and 3 jerks. So it's like a modified Macho Man. I'm trying to think if that would be better for me. Probably. I think I'd prefer a hang squat clean over a front squat, just less time under the bar. As you can tell, I'm not a barbell guy. I can go and run all day, but you give me a heavy barbell and that's where I'm going to struggle. Type 1, 315 overhead squat for me, super hard, but a great movement. 315 overhead squat. You're a strong dude, man. I think at my prime, you know, when my numbers were the highest, I think I might have overhead squatted 250. I think that was my best ever. Let's go ahead and switch legs if you haven't. But different goals now, you know, with kids in the farm. I don't necessarily need to be the strongest. I just want to be consistent and I want to be able to, you know, do the physical things around the farm and set a good example for the kids and all that. Megan, move. It's the best medicine. Hell yeah, it is. Jody, balance was the issue. Wrists were fine. Barefooted overhead squat was a new one for me. Balance is a good exercise. Ah, nice. Have you've never done overhead squats with bare feet? Do you normally wear like weightlifting shoes? Do you normally lift the heel? Are the ankles tight at all? Let's take a second here. I'll just quickly talk about homework, right? Type 1, you're not, I don't think you've been here before for it, but this whole thing, you know, we're here to get fit. We're here to improve our health and fitness, but at the same time, we're here to make sure that we achieve our goals in life outside of fitness. So the reason why we get up early is to carve out this extra time. So we call this our homework section. We do an hour. We carve out an hour of work towards our most important goals. So maybe it's the YouTube channel. Maybe it's starting a new business. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's learning a new skill. Maybe it's whatever. You know, we talk about how if we dedicate an hour every day, those wins, that progress stacks up and you end up at your goals pretty easily. So this is homework time. Set aside that hour. You know, first carve out your why, right? Figure out what you're doing, why you're doing it, what your goals in life are. Where are you going to look back and be disappointed with what you have or have not done? Find that direction and make progress every day towards it. This is what that's about. So before we run away, I do have a little farm clip for you. I know you guys like that. Jody, I wear nanos from both lifts, but try barefoot as much as possible. Yeah, I used to be a nano guy. I used to wear gear. Like I used to wear weightlifting shoes when I would, you know, squat heavy or snatch, and I used to wear a belt and I used to wear knee sleeves. You know, and now I've transitioned to this kind of, you know, trying to figure out what's the most natural way to be. And, you know, if I'm thinking about a farm task or something physical in real life, like I'm not going to have my weightlifting shoes on me. I'm not going to have my belt. I'm not going to have my wrist wraps and my knee sleeves. I'm just going to have to get it done. So if I can prepare the same way that I'm going to play, to me, that's the way that makes sense. And that's why I'm going to go barefoot and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what we got here. We were out yesterday. I got a little clip for you. We were out yesterday seeing feeding the chickens with the girls. So here are the little ones with the chickens. Oh, Mabel's gonna go crazy because she hears chickens now. So you can see my older one covers her ears because she's nervous about the noise that the goose makes. I don't know if you can see the goose there, but she covers her ears in hopes that will protect her, and this is my youngest. Notice they're both wearing tutus. I don't dress them, obviously, but we're both wearing tutus and boots because that is proper farm attire. So that's where I get my eggs. So you can see we've got a few different varieties of chickens there. And that's where we get the different colors of eggs. And Maple. And just an easy way to keep track of who's laying what. We get different birds every year, and ideally, you know how old they are. So there we go. We're on hour 6. Tomorrow, what do we got? Let's see. Kenneth, I hated the geese hissing when I was little too. Oh, that's cool. So Kenneth, you obviously, I think you've mentioned cattle before. You must have grown up on a farm. The goose here, it's funny because I didn't, I'm not coming from an agricultural background. So, I started learning about this stuff and I started watching Justin Rhodes. I don't know if you're familiar. He's one of the bigger homesteaders on YouTube. And, he was the one talking about a goose as a protection for the chickens. And I didn't even know that you needed protection for your chickens or whatever. And so we got this little thing and we treated it like a pet, right? We got it as like a day old or week old gosling, and we like carried it around and babied it a little bit. And we didn't have any idea what the purpose of this thing was, but as it got older and it got a little more ornery, and I guess we found out that it wasn't a goose either, it's a gander. We never got any eggs or anything from her. Well, we thought it was a her, but no, not so much. And he's just obnoxious. But that's the point, right? We'll hear about local people who lose their chickens to foxes and raccoons and all that stuff, and we never lose chickens because that goose is so obnoxious that anything that comes near that fence area, he goes crazy. And he's big enough and obnoxious enough that he just scares critters away. So he's pretty good. I mean, there's at least, a month or two out of the year where he's pretty obnoxious. It's obviously mating season and whatever, and he'll attack you a little bit. But for the most part, he's a very effective farm tool. But he is pretty funny. And, if you're 3 years old and basically the same size as this giant duck, I get it. I get how he could be intimidating. He's a honker and a hisser, and he's pretty big. So he's pretty funny though. All right, let's check what we got tomorrow real quick. 7 likes, not bad, team, not bad. Who all's in tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday, and we've got burpee, push press, and then hang. Tomorrow's going to be a big shoulder day. A little bit of interference, burpee to push press. Gonna have good shoulder burn, and then we'll do our hang work afterwards. Maybe some pull-ups. I don't know if we've got pull-ups programmed, so I think maybe instead of just some dead hang, we will get pull-ups tomorrow. Yeah. Pull-ups, chest to bars, chin-ups, whatever you want to choose. Jody, was that intentional move to put a goose in there for protection? Yeah, that's the reason why we got the goose. We had our first little batch of chickens. We had 6 hens before we moved out here, so we were living on a couple acres, still outside of town, from 2017 to 2021, and then we decided we were going to move out here and get more chickens and really start the farm. We learned that and so maybe we'll go back there for a sec. Let me explain something. So you'll see there's a trailer in the back there, the top left corner of that image. It's an old camper trailer. And the system that we use for the chickens, you'll see there's a white fence around them as well. If you can see on the right side there, there's like a net fence. Some of the chickens are outside of it because they're stupid. But the way that they live, the way that we do this, Megan, onto my Sentinel training, all my love, y'all. Hey, you're awesome, Megan. Enjoy your the rest of your training and your, I don't know, day off. I don't know if it's a day off, but have a great day. But if you see there, that trailer, that's where the chickens, so half of that trailer is now, I mean, it's all gutted, but it's set up as a chicken coop. So there are nesting boxes and perches in there where they go in at night and they go in the morning and lay their eggs. And that net around it, that fence around there keeps, you know, predators away and keeps them all more or less contained. And then every week or so, that whole system moves to a different area where they haven't been before, so that they can be on fresh grass and out of their own poop. So we knew that because of that system, so a lot of people, you know, who have chickens have them in one stationary area all the time. You know, it's probably fenced in and secure. And because we weren't doing that, because our goal is soil health and that requires us moving them and not having them destroy one area all at once, because we were going to do this movement system, protection was important because they weren't going to be near the house and they weren't going to be locked in all the time. So yes, the goose was bought intentionally as a guard, as a protection system, just like the llamas are for the sheep. But I think the goose is probably more effective than the llamas, to be honest. Did we miss anything? Intentional move. Type 1, sorry, I forgot to like the video. Hey, no worries, man. Just being here is extremely valued. I really do appreciate it, right? We're pretty small. We're just starting out, and anybody that shows up, especially if, you know, you're going to engage in the conversation, I appreciate it very much. So Tom, thank you so much for showing up this morning. I really do appreciate it. Jody, Megan, Jason, Yaroslav, I think Spencer is gone. But if you guys haven't checked out Spencer, Tom, I don't know if you're familiar with Spencer Graziano. Not CrossFit necessarily, but some interesting stuff out there to check out. FY26 day 1, get those CBTs. Wow, I'm confused. FY26. I'm assuming that's a Sentinel thing. FY? Is that an acronym for something? I don't know. Kenneth, you military as well? You guys just using like military acronyms that I don't understand? Get those CBTs. I was going to guess chest to bars, but that's CTB. CBT. This is a fun game. KDL, I'm DTS, and money perso, so I'm busy. Huh? Oh, fiscal year. Okay, I get it. Fiscal year 26. All right. I'm not going to try to play this game. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Megan, I hope you don't work too much. Type 1, hey, keep it up. I started just like this. It takes time. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know you had your biggest live the other day, so there is hope to catch up with you someday, and we're going to keep doing it. We're here every day and building a community. So type 1, if you want to check in and join us someday, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm not going to try to follow up with this because it's confusing. Online training, Godspeed, we're speaking a different language. Yeah, I'm not speaking the same language, but it's okay. So, great session today. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, team. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, even if you're not working out, if you're just awake and you want to check in and talk some crap or just say hi. I appreciate it very much so. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.